Hello, good afternoon, everyone. We are very glad to continue with the series of Facebook and YouTube live sessions that we have started yesterday itself. So today we are going to be looking at new elements and sharing further information about different topics related to ESC Clermont Business School. So we have a session that's starting now itself, where we will be focusing about the school itself. And then at 1 p.m., we will be covering the MSc in Corporate Finance and FinTech. Then at 2 p.m., we'll be covering the MSc in Purchasing and Supply Chain Management. So this is the session which is really dedicated to present ESC Clermont Business School. And I'm very happy to have my two MVTs for the day. So Audrey Esteves and Richard Soparnot.
Hello, everybody. My name is Audrey. I'm the head of the international office here in the school.
Hello, everyone. My name is Richard. I'm the academic dean. Very glad to be here with you.
It's great to have you here, both Audrey and Richard. So Audrey, if you could start by presenting the school, pitching the school within 1 minute.
Yeah, okay. So ESC Clermont Business School was founded in 1919 and offers undergraduate and graduate programs in management and business. It is a private and state-recognized school since its creation. We are located in the heart of France, in the city of Clermont-Ferrand, a dynamic, medium-sized student city with a little more than 30% of students. The city is also among the cheapest and the most affordable places to study. Our school is very close to the city center and is surrounded by very affordable accommodation and services. Our school is definitely an international school. We have 3 international accreditations, ASCSB, EPAS, and AMBA. 36% of our students are international students, and this year we had about 60 different nationalities represented in the school. All our programs are offered in part or fully in English, and some of our faculty members are international. With a population of 1,700 students, we can really concentrate on each individual student and help them design their career plan according to their personal and professional goals.
Thank you so much, Audrey, for this introduction. So now we are going to move to the questions section within a few seconds. We would like to remind you that you can also ask the questions that you have during this live in the comments section on our Facebook page during the live itself, or the YouTube session that's going on. So we are going to start by the first question that we had already received from Hatim that I would like to address to Richard. Why should students, international students, why should they choose ESC Clermont?
I would say there are many reasons, but I would like to focus on 4 main points. First one, I would like to say that we are a human-sized school which gives students the opportunity to get in touch with faculty member and staff and get advice and support from them on a daily basis, which is of course very useful for each student. I would also say that our school is international and has international and national recognitions. As Audrey said, we are EPAS and CSB and AMBA, and our degrees are recognized by the French Ministry of Education. And I would also say that we have a very high quality of programs with great faculty members who have, for most of them, high practitioners or have a high level of education. And finally, I would say that we have a strong alumni network, which gives you many opportunities in terms of internship, for instance.
Okay, so the keywords are accreditations, international, high quality, support. Those are all, let's say, the highlights that students can benefit from by joining our school. Okay,
Definitely.
great. Moving on to the second question that was asked by Kayla and that I'd like to address to Audrey. How many nationalities are represented on the campus, and which countries do you usually receive students from?
Well, as I said during the introduction, we used to receive around 60 different nationalities per year. And for example, this year, this current academic year, which started in September 2019, yes, we have 62 different nationalities represented in the campus. So we have students from very various geographical zones. And it is true that we may have a lot of students, for example, from Africa, but also from China, from Latin America, and actually from everywhere.
Yeah, it's a very international school, and like you said, it's not just students that are coming from international countries or from abroad. There are also lots of faculty members and even members of the International Relations Office itself that are coming from different countries. Okay, that's great. Another question that was asked from Carolina: what is the style of teaching like, Richard?
Well, the teaching style is very specific to our school. For instance, I would say that it is very interactive, which means that in a class experience, the students will be asked many questions by the professor, and they will have the opportunity, of course, to give answers, but also to share their experience, give their point of view. So they have a lot of opportunity to talk together and try to build a collective knowledge. I will also say that the learning is very active, which means that students will have to work on work project, and they will be engaged in professional projects. For instance, they will do case studies. They will work for real companies, so they will have deadline. They will have to deliver presentations. They will be in contact with real professionals and get very positive feedbacks from them. So it's very useful to develop your own professional background.
Okay, that's great. So it's much more dynamic. It's much more relying on the practical side of the equation.
Definitely.
And that takes us to another thing also, because some students, they usually wonder what is the difference between big public universities and private business schools like ours. So what is the key difference between both?
Well, there are many differences, but let me focus on three of them. First, the first one is that in our school, a student is not a number, which means that you have the opportunity to talk to faculty or staff member, and it's very easy for you to get feedbacks and to get comments and to get support from faculty or staff, and that will be, of course, very different in a public university in which you have, I would say, so many students. In our school, you will also get professional development workshops. So people will help you to work on your interview. They will help you to work on your application letters. They will help you to work on your CV. So they will really give you energy in order to help you to be more professional and help to find internship or a job, of course. And I would say that our school is also connected to the real world. We have a lot of companies which are with which we have partnership with. So like Michelin or Limagro, so they work closely with us, and they give a lot of their time, and managers come very often in our school to talk to students. I will also and finally say that our international network is really wide. We have more than 100 partners, which gives a lot of opportunities for students in terms of exchange or double degrees.
Okay, excellent. And we have another question that's related to the partnerships that we have, but not with the business world, with the partner universities, that I'd like to address to you, Audrey. How many partnerships do we have with the different universities, and which kind of universities do we work with?
Okay, so we have partnerships with over 100 leading international business schools and universities on the 5 continents of the world, and all our students whether they are local or international students, they have the possibility to study abroad in a partner institution to validate a semester or to obtain a double degree. This is also a possibility during the last year of each program, so bachelor or the master management.
Okay, that's clear enough. Moving on from, yeah.
Sorry, and also the MSc programs.
Okay, moving on from the academic side to the support that's given by the student. Amin had asked what kind of support is provided specifically to international students.
Well, okay, I think I can answer. Actually, all ESC Clermont Business School students, whether they are local or international students, they receive the same treatment. Within the classes, international students are, for example, mixed with local students. And this is a really advantage as students learn to work in a multicultural environment, and therefore they become more agile. Nevertheless, it is true that international students are students with more specific needs, and especially when they arrive in France for the first time. And this is why we, the International Relations Department, we are composed of 5 people, and we are here to support the international student with any kind of questions. So it's academic, personal question, or even a question about visa, accommodation, and everything before, during, and after their stay. The international students of ESC Clermont, they can also count on the help of the student associations, and one in particular, which is the ISC Association, International Student Community Association, which is made especially for the international students in the school.
Yeah, because we do recognize, of course, as a member of the international office myself, we do recognize the importance of the support that is given to the students in order to make their experience successful and to make sure that they're integrated, that they are feeling welcome, that they are not, homesick, that they are really having this feeling of being part of a family while joining our school. Okay, moving on to another point that's been going on, and another question that that was asked by so many candidates, as you can imagine, Richard. How is the school dealing with the COVID-19? Um, are we prepared to offer initially the courses online? What are the kind of measures that have been taken by the school to make sure that there is no disruption for the students that start in September, which is 3 months away from now? This question is from Diana.
That's a very good and interesting question. I would say that let me remind our experience. When the COVID arrived in France a few months ago, we had the opportunity to test and experiment our online abilities, and we were really glad because we were able to switch from traditional teaching to distance teaching in only 2 days. So all students were very happy to attend whole classes, and there were absolutely no interruptions. I will also say that they were able to pass their, exam test online. So we were very agile, and we are going to do absolutely the same thing in September. So for international students who may not be able to join physically our school in September, they will have the opportunity to attend the classes online, and as soon as they can join our school, they will join and attend the classical classes that will take place in Clermont. So and the good news is that all borders will be open at the beginning of July. So most students will have the opportunity to join us, and most of them will be able to attend in September.
Okay, excellent. I think, Audrey, you have something to add related to also the border opening, visas, and all of those things.
Yeah, currently France has just entered in a new phase of its deconfinement and is preparing a return to normal life in a couple of weeks, if the situation due to the COVID-19 pandemic does not worsen, of course. A week ago, France's borders reopened for all European countries and will reopen for all other countries from outside the Schengen area from July 1st, as Mr. Soparnot already told. And we had the confirmation that the Campus France and French consulates have already confirmed that students' visa will be processed as a priority. So we will help you, and the French consulates, they also want to help you to come to France and to start the academic year in the best how to say, as much as best as possible.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think the headline is "Welcome to France." There is a lot of engagement, there is a lot of effort which is done
Exactly.
by the business schools, Campus France, um, embassies, pretty one, every, let's say, organism that is involved in this study abroad project is really mobilized to reassure the students and to make sure that they have all the information in a fully transparent way in order to, let's say, to reduce their fear that they have. So for now, we would like to remind also that our campus is currently open for the administration. So all of the three of us, we are doing this session, of course, throughout different rooms. But yeah, the campus is open. Lots of businesses are open. Many students now are finding their internships and they're starting their jobs. Of course, during March and April, it was really complicated. But since the end of May, since France entered this new phase that Audrey talked about, there is now much more life in France. There is much more back to normal attitude. So we are hoping that from now on till September, we would really be able to welcome you to the campus. But as Richard said, we are prepared in all sorts of scenarios if ever there is a need to initially start so the courses online. And we already have had this experience with the rest of the current semester, which ended so by the end of May. Okay, another point, so a question that was asked by Rasul that I'd like to address to Audrey, is French required to join your school?
Okay, so no, French is not required to join the school. As all of our programs are available fully in English, we do not require international students to take a French test before coming to France. But since we believe it is important to be able to communicate outside the school, French language courses from beginners to advanced level will be offered in all our programs. And we strongly advise students who wish to do their internship and even to start their career in France to take courses, French courses outside the school. And if you need more information about that, you can also, of course, contact the International Relations Department, and we will be able to help you with this.
Yeah, so as you can see, if there are students that don't necessarily speak French, there is absolutely no problem. We welcome all kinds of populations. So we welcome students that don't have any level of French. We welcome students who have a little knowledge of French, and we welcome students who are fluent in French. So we, what you need to keep in mind, as Audrey said, is that once you're coming to France, you really need to do quite some effort to learn the language and to practice to make the best out of your experience and to later find a job in case you would like to start your career in France later on. We have received a question from Darlington, who is asking about something which is called the CVEC. What is the CVEC? And are international students required to pay the fee on or before arrival to France? So I'd like to address this question to Audrey.
Yeah, okay, so the CVEC, it is actually the participation to the student life of the city of Clermont. International students, as all other students, they have to pay it. International students who are regularly enrolled in the programs, they have to pay for it. And you have to pay for it once you arrive in France. You cannot pay it in advance. And if you do not have a French bank account once you arrive in France, you can, of course, pay. We have other way to pay for the CVEC. So do not worry about that. We will help you, and yeah, you will have to pay it, but only once you arrive in France.
Okay, clear enough. I hope that answers your question, Darlington. So we have seen, I think we have quite some time that is left to take a few further questions. We would like to remind you, if you have any questions, please ask them so in the comments section. So yeah, we just received instantly a question from Fatina that I'd like to address. So to Richard, how easy is it to find an internship, especially in case the country goes on lockdown again, for example?
Well, I would say that thanks to our strong partnerships with national and local companies, as well as multinational companies, it's very easy because we have strong ties with those companies, and they always welcome a lot of students. Let me just give you an example. For instance, Michelin welcomes every year at least 15 internships and 20 to 25 apprenticeships. So we have a lot of companies in which we are working with, and they give a lot of opportunities for students. If we have to face a lockdown situation, I think that it will happen. What happened a few months ago, students were given the opportunity to telework. So the internship was not broken. They could continue their internship, but they had to work at home, as most of people did in France and around the world.
Yeah, of course, now the tendency is to digitalize a lot of the tasks and to be able to carry out your work no matter wherever you are located. So it was very common for students to continue with their internships at home, or their work tasks at home, or even to start. Like, I know, for example, some students, they never met their colleagues because they started their internship initially online, and then they moved to the office now when the situation, got a lot better. Okay, I think we have so done the tour when it comes to the questions. I see that there is another question related to the application deadline that we will cover just in a few seconds. If there are no more questions, then I'd suggest bringing the discussion to an end. Before ending this discussion, I'd like to ask Richard if you would like to do a conclusion, one last word, a summary to whatever we have discussed, or something that is important that you would like to share with our followers.
Yes, thanks a lot to giving me the opportunity to do the conclusion. Well, to conclude, I would like to remind some of the main strong points of our school. ESC Clermont Business School is located in the center of Clermont, which is very convenient to enjoy the student life. In our school, we are all, when we say we are all, I mean faculty and staff member, committed in our student success. So all students have the opportunity to get advice and support from everyone within the school on a daily basis. Our school is also a member of the CGE, which means Conférence des Grandes Écoles, as only 10% of the best business school in France. Of course, our degrees are recognized by the French Ministry of Education, which is the highest recognition of the degree. We are also internationally known, as we are ACSB, EPAS, and HOMBA accredited, as only 1% of the best business school in the world. Our school is ranked top 30 nationally and top 100 internationally. So I would say let's join ESC Clermont Business School. And if you do so, have no doubt that your academic and professional journey will be amazing, and you'll meet great people that make your projects and dreams come true. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for the conclusion, Richard. Before finalizing the talk, I would like to remind that the applications are still running. They're still going on till the end of July. Of course, this year we had to provide a supplementary delay. And this response to the question that was asked by Bridge to Study. So the application, is running till end of July. And applications are to be submitted completely online on the link that you see over there. There'll be an application file to do, which is followed by the video interview. And if you have any other questions, please do contact us by email. You will see my email over there, and I'd be extremely glad to help you out with the full process. So we would like to thank you so much. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you, Richard, for being there today. And we would like to thank everyone who followed us today. And we are eagerly looking forward to welcoming you to ESC Clermont.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So we'll see you in a while, like we said, so half an hour from now at 1 p.m. for the next session, which is going to be the presentation with the head of program, the MSc in Corporate Finance and FinTech. So see you after some time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.